Any individual moment, when guided by the force of spirit which governs a life trajectory, will be a life moment performed in alignment with the life's trajectory. And if that's not just the darndest video introduction you've ever heard in your life, I don't know what is. I'm here chiefly, and it has to be the only reason I could talk for so long if I go into all of the reasons I'm here. And we're just going to choose one. And the reason I'm here now is because in my previous video, I did not say entirely what I meant to say. And I would be remiss if people walked away not understanding the fullness of gravity behind the sorrow I feel in not being able to be in VR, not being able to be myself. The issue expands far beyond just virtual reality. And what do I mean when I say cool things are on the way? I've got plans and ideas for scaling up. I never actually specifically said it's not me or my industries that I want to scale up. I hinted at it, I think, for 3 sentences worth or something like that in a whole 20-minute video. And I need to actually say what it is that I wanted to say. I need to say what I meant to say now, since it didn't make it out in the last video. About 2 years ago, I stood in position as myself, began VTubing, absolutely as a signal into the universe. Hey buddies, this is me. What are you going to do about it? And I'm a believer in that. It worked because I think expressions of emotionality and self are never incorrect. And they can be brave things to do. And it inspires me when I see other people be themselves. And I wanted to bring some of that inspiration into the world in the way that I have received inspiration from it. That's how I wanted to be able to give back in a very unique way as well. I receive a lot of inspiration from being yourself. This is to say that I was myself, and people who had felt similar to myself did find me, and I made a video where I talked about that at decent length. And scaling up the operation, as I said, looks like expanding out the reach of the expression of self into other areas and other avenues. If me making YouTube videos and doing Twitch streams on occasion as myself brought together a small community, it stands to reason that further tendrils of additional art can yield yet additional community. That's growth. That's just regular old growth. That's channels growing. That's what you're supposed to do in the modern age. I described nothing unique, but the uniqueness comes about from the couple of people who have found me, who have stuck together and stuck around each other as well. There's a few people whose lives are better off based on the VTubing that I started 2 years ago. Just the thing that I did for me. When I say I want to do more of it, it's not for my own sake whatsoever. It's so other people have the opportunity to find something. I have ideas for what it looks like to begin. As it begins, it will require collaborations with many people who have more abilities than I do, or abilities in different disciplines, and then also people with more sense of spirit than I do. But I really feel like working together, the community which I have found, along with the friends I've made along the way, can make some very powerful things. And it's my belief that a lot of people are capable of an awful lot of things. And I feel like often it takes just a little bit of a spark to start up some of that machinery, which is something that I've seen also. More, to be specific, some people I know have taken action in their lives due to my direct influence and improved their lives due to my direct influence. And you might be able to say that as I seek to grow things, if we expand out from my influence to our influence, that's what I imagine being possible. That's what I'm gearing towards. That's what I've been working on for quite some time now. I have ideas and theories about it. And that's what hurts so much about not being free to be in VR and not being able to access myself as I have found myself the past 2 years. Because it will take exactly myself in order to bring the sufficient levels of spirit as things scale up. Let me explain. It can be hard to maintain sheer dumb belief. It gets easier in time, and I can slip into it faster than I used to be able to. Any one of these videos used to take me a month to make, and now I can throw it together in an hour, or most of a day by the time you factor in how much time I did sitting around, moping around, little Eeyore staring at the wall. I can't be myself, but then I can't be human because then I'm just sad about not being able to be myself. And I suppose the thing is, taken from the mechanical perspective of virtual reality alone, it takes some manner of an initial cost to get into the VR. Put on the headset, put on the trackers if you want to go the distance. That's a barrier for entry to really feeling like yourself in VRs. You have to take the steps to get in, and that startup cost sometimes can be vast. If you're just off work or something, it can be hard to start doing the thing that you love doing. That is absolutely true when it comes to the human spirit as well. And I would use my spirit to bring harmony to moments of the world which I find myself in. Which looks like being excited about the things that other people are also excited about. Which is simple to do. I love people. I love being excited. And I have a lot of access to people who are excited about a lot of unique things. I love that. And I love making videos. And I love collaborations. And we're dangerously close to a world where I get to be excited about someone else's thing that they are excited about. They get to share their light in a way they would never have been able to, because I get to share the light that I receive from the thing that they brought to me. That's an infinite light factory? I think that's all that needs to be said, man. I think that's all that needs to be said, because if that's not the sort of thing that fills you with inspiration and awe at the universe, at the capabilities of it, then you have issues. Like that's a you thing. Anyone who doesn't agree with what I said just then, like that argument is infallible. But it happens to take a tremendous presence of mind. That's because it's still very hard for me to be myself as raw and unfiltered as possible. And it's only through that absolute trust in myself and my ability to share myself, the things that I'm excited about, only in the upper echelons of that internal space am I able to operate in that infinite light capability, right? Make a video I'm excited about with people I'm excited about, and to trust myself to just to do all of it. It requires a very high degree of operation. And right now, where the factor is primarily life stressors of life stressors, I get agitated when the startup cost to getting into VR is also warring with my internal sense of direct morality. You know, family is so very important. Being a VTubing kitty cat is not, and that's an immediate thing. Less immediate is the admittedly lofty language of infinite light factory. One of those sounds insane, and the other one sounds like, oh, he appreciates his family, which I absolutely do. And if I lack belief in myself, then I would never buy into infinite light factory. Because that's sacrificing something present, time with my family, for something maybe you'd be able to infinite light factory. It's like, not on my own. I need people to harmonize with. And I have a list. I have a pretty good list. But the concerns I have for the real world now interfere with my ability to operate in the highest echelons of spirit. It's weird talking so plainly. It really is, man. I say some crazy stuff. But this video is definitely long enough. I could maybe go for like a little bit longer. But I put this off for long enough, and there's other things that I do need to get to, so let's swiftly and abruptly come to an end. Not being able to get into VR is a stand-in for not being able to really fully express and operate as myself, which is a stand-in for not being able to harmonize with some of the best people I know in the world, which is not being able to spread additional light into the world. I myself have benefited tremendously both from the expression of my own light or from observing the light in other people or in the world. I have seen the effects of light, and when less light is shared than I know is possible, I get a little bit bummed out. My problems then about not being able to get into VR is actually an absolute issue of injustice, because the world could receive more light if conditions were different. Because I'm not capable of it on my own. I can't on my own. Like I need people to move, to harmonize with, like I said, right? And it's not on me. It's not my job to determine, hey, universe, you want more light? The world needs more light. Like, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Like, it's not my job to say. It's my job to say that there's only so much that I can do. And it's a pretty consistent theme in my life when I detect possibilities of beautiful harmony, but the world does not acquiesce. And so what I can do is like beacon out myself and like, this is me, this is what I do, this is who I am, and then found people who could like harmonize with me, you know, like that's wonderful. And I guess just probably more of that, do the same that I can. But I'm doing, I don't know, I'm doing what I can, and right now, that kind of just looks like this, man. Because whether or not I can be in VR, like I cannot be in VR. If I look at the contacts list right now, I'm going to cry. Because I know that there's so many people that I want to say hello to and harmonize with. I feel like harmonizing. And there's some manner of a blocker where I can use this for a film studio like I always used to get out the idea and fully express myself the way that I wanted to yesterday but wasn't able to, but insist upon doing now, and insist upon doing for all time. Maybe. Probably. You know, we'll see, but I like this. This is a correct thing to do, and I'm doing it, even if this is the extent to which I can do it. It's just guy, camera, talk. I started that way, and I apparently can't leave it alone. And on one hand, I'm going to know for the rest of today that I did get into VR anyway, and it hurt, but I did a good job, but then that I wasn't able to socialize, so then I wasn't like in VR, but I was, so I was a cat, but then I wasn't, but I am, obviously, but also I'm a human, but I'm not, because I'm expressing the loftier ideas than any human has ever expressed. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do the thing. And you guys are gonna do the thing too. We're both gonna do the thing. That's such good news. I can't even wait. It's gonna be so fun. So, ta-da. I'll see you later.